By now, it's common knowledge that PSG are the top dogs in French football, but there are occasions when they are dethroned. Like most recently in 2021 when Lille defied the odds and won the title. But it hasn't been smooth sailing since then for Lille, as their highest finish since 2021 came just last year when they finished 4th. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I think it's time I stepped in, as today I'm going to become Lille's brand new manager with one goal in mind: win them their first ever Champions League to crown them the world's best club. So ladies and gents, here is the default starting 11 I've loaded into with Lille, and let me tell you something, this team is way better than I thought it was. I mean, they've got centre-back Lenny Yoru, who's only 17 years old. Then you've got Lucas Chevalier in goal, who's absolutely amazing. Then, of course, Canadian striker Jonathan David up top, who's been absolutely killing it. And on top of that, it's an insanely young squad overall, which just shows you how good their future is. And to top it off, we've got 28 million euros to spend in season 1, but if you've seen the title to this video, you know it's not going to be that simple. As to make this video way more challenging, I'm only allowed to sign players who are 32 years old or above. But that doesn't mean for a second I've got to sell any of the players in this team who are under 32 years old, because quite frankly I'd be left with absolutely nobody. So whilst on paper this team is absolutely incredible, we've got a lot of work to do to make these guys the best team in the world, only signing players who are 32 years old or above. Now, as for the formation, I'm going to keep it as it is right now in the 4-2-3-1 wide variation. Everybody's playing in their natural position, so there's absolutely no reason to mess around with it. And we're going to partner this up with the tiki-taka tactical vision. I want Lille to play some absolutely gorgeous football. And after a little bit of meddling, this is, in my opinion, our strongest and highest potential starting 11 that we can field prior to making any signings, that is. Now, you will have noticed that Angel Gomez is still a centre midfielder playing in that cam role, but we're going to keep him as the cam because it will only take him 2 weeks to become a central attacking midfielder. And I think, guys, that now brings us to the question of what are we going to do with this 28 million, because it's not that much in the grand scheme of things, is it? Now, I think we've got to look at this tactically, guys. Our front four are all young, have got a decent amount of potential, and so is our backline and goalkeeper, which means that long-term wise, if we need to raise some funds, these guys' market values are going to be a lot more than what they're at right now, and that's exactly what I'm after. But on the flip side, the CDM Benjamin Andre, who's 32 years old, 79 overall, he's a very good player. However, I feel like long-term he's not going to be quite what we're after. So I feel like this 28 million should absolutely go into that midfield. I know we can only bring in players his age, but we can definitely find a better player to go into that position than him. And that's exactly what I managed to do after spending 18 million on absolute legend Luka Modric. I mean, this guy's just a beast, isn't he? He's 37, 86 rated, been playing at the highest level of football for years now. He's going to be a welcome addition to our team, even if he is almost 40. However, that transfer rinsed our budget. We've only got 3 million left to spend, so honestly, I think that's our one and only transfer for this season. Now, I'm not stupid, guys. I know that Modric is going to dwindle in overall massively this year. However, I do feel like with him in the team, we'll get a higher finish than they got in real life. I mean, you got to remember the players he's surrounded by, man. Look at the front four, for goodness sake. We're definitely in safe hands. And I fully believe that Luka Modric's experience at Madrid is going to come in clutch in the Conference League, as we are in Group A alongside two teams whose name I can't pronounce in Granada CF. But truth be told, guys, I don't really know what to expect from this team this year, man. Obviously, in real life, they finished 4th. It's just a question of whether they're up to the task to surpass what they did in real life. And judging by the looks of these stats, I think we've done alright, guys. Jonathan David got 29 and 12. Luka Modric at 38 years old got 15 and 13. For a sentiment, that is tremendous. And on top of that, these market values are looking pretty damn decent. So the plan has indeed worked. If we do need to raise some funds ourselves next year, these players are the ones that we can offload. And I've only just noticed this. Not only is Chevalier growing by 5 ratings this year, his average performance rating in the French league was 7.32. That is amazing. Do not be surprised if we've pulled off a 3rd or 2nd place finish, man, because despite some overalls not being quite there yet, Chevalier performing that well definitely indicates we've done well. Okay, I did not expect this. We are the best team in France after 1 season. We have dethroned PSG by 4 points. I'll be real, I do not know how we've done that. Yes, we've got a good team, but we are not better than PSG yet. Now, this is more like it. We only made it to the round round of 32 in the Coupe Nationale, getting absolutely hammered by a team whose name I can't even pronounce. However, we do have a good performance in the Conference League group stage. 5 wins from 6, 1 loss. We cruised to the knockouts. I wonder how far we got in this. Guys, we almost bloody woody Aston Villa beat us 9-8 on pens in the Conference League final, man. Oh my god, we almost got the double in season 1. Guys, this team is honestly a joke, man. I cannot believe we've become the best team in France after 1 season when we still got players who aren't even 80 rated in the team yet. And we once again got to shout out Luka Modric, 38 years old, gone down to 84 overall, and still was our second highest goal contributor out of everybody in the team. The big question going into season 2 though is how are we going to handle the Champions League, because this year Manchester City won it. And despite us dethroning PSG in season 1 as the best team in France, are we going to be able to do this next year? I really don't know, ladies and gents. All I can say is right now we are the best team in France and we are looking very good going into season 2. But before we go any further, if you're enjoying this video where I can only sign players over 32 years old, be sure to drop this video a big old thumbs up and smash that subscribe button. Now guys, as we've arrived into season 2, I have been very busy. I have sold quite a few players for quite a decent amount of money. Players that we're just not going to use, which has led us to having 150 million euros to spend in season 2. We've got so much money to work with now. Now obviously, as you look at the team, selling some players does leave gaps in the starting 11, which is what we're going to sort out. For example, we now need a better centre back because we've got a player who's now 67 rated in that position. And we also need a new CDM or centre mid, because right now we've got a fullback playing there. Now you might be saying, what about Thiago Santos? You've noticed that he's not one of the strongest players in the starting 11. Well, let me just answer that question for you. As you can see, he's still growing at a very quick and high rate, so I see no reason why I should sell or replace him just yet. And it's the same story with Hakan Arno Haraldsson. I mean, this guy's 21, 78 overall, only take a week to become a better player too. And on top of that, he's now an exciting prospect, so he's going absolutely nowhere for the time being. As I've said, my focus is now bringing a better CDM or centre midfielder in and a new centre back in, and we've got 150 million to do this. We should have no issue sorting this out. But remember, we can only sign players who are 32 years old or above, so I went big and bold for that centre back role as I spent 40 million euros on the dot on Virgil van Dijk. At the time of recording, he's just out the Netherlands, get into the semis, but he's 33 years old, 89 overall, one of the best centre-backs in the world. Honestly, this is just common sense. And just look at how stacked our back four is with the addition of Van Dijk, but now we've got to bring in a better CDM or centre midfielder, and guys, believe me, I know exactly who to go for. As I have just spent an absolutely staggering 81.4 million on Kevin De Bruyne. I never once thought I'd spend that much on a 33-year-old, but he's 90 overall, one of the best centre midfielders in the world in my opinion, so hopefully he does pay his back and then some. But once again, we're left broke, guys. 5 mil left in our budget. That's our transfer window done for season 2. But because we're now rocking with 2 centre mids as opposed to 1 centre mid in CDM, we are now rocking the 4-3-3 attacking variation, which basically just suits every single player in the starting 11 now. As going into season 2, guys, this is how we are looking, and oh my god, our team is filthy. The only thing that we'll have to do behind the scenes is convert Zagrova and Haraldsson to be a right winger and left winger, but realistically that shouldn't take more than 2 weeks. And hopefully it'll be done by now, because we're no longer in the Conference League, we're officially in the UCL in Group C alongside Juve, Feyenoord and FC Copenhagen. And to be honest, that isn't the easiest group in the world, man. Every team in this group has got a decent chance of making it through to the round of 16. But thankfully, Zagrova's training to become a right winger is now complete. Let's see if he goes up and overall. He goes to 82 rated. Beautiful stuff. But Haraldsson, on the other hand, will take a little longer. 7 weeks to become a left winger. I don't really see why, though. They're basically the same position, just one's a little bit further forward. But it is what it is, guys. I feel like we're strong enough to do well in the UCL, especially now that we've got Virgil van Dijk and Kevin De Bruyne in the team. It really is just a question if their ages are going to catch up with them, because they're no spring chickens anymore, are they? But never mind those two for a sec. Look at Jonathan David, 46 goal contributions in 44 games. That's literally more than a goal contribution contribution per game, man. That is genuinely unbelievable. Zagrova got 14 and 4, 11 and 8 for Angel Gomez, 9 and 10 for KDB. Fair play to him, but he's nowhere near on the level of Jonathan David. But what I find incredible, Jonathan David isn't worth as much as Kevin De Bruyne, man. After the season that Jonathan David's just had, he should be worth over 200 bloody million. And credit where credit's due, our OGs are still hanging in there. Modric at almost 40 years old is 82 overall. You got Virgil van Dijk who's 87 at 33 years old, and 33-year-old KDB is still 89 rated. I mean, looking at the team overall, guys, I don't think we're quite there yet to be doing anything insane in the Champions League, but we're certainly on the right path to that. But the big question I've got right now is Virgil van Dijk and Kevin De Bruyne helped us get back-to-back French League titles. Unfortunately not this time. PSG show why they are the top dogs in French football. 91 points they finished on. They are by a mile the best team in France this season. But they only just beat us in the French Super Cup 7-6 on pens. Honestly, that's pretty damn lucky on their off. However, we're still stuck in the round of 32 in the French League Cup, man. FC Nantes this time beat us 2-1. As for the Champions League, we did actually comfortably make it through to the round of 16. Copenhagen finished third, surprisingly above final, but no surprise there that Juve go through to the round of 16 with us. But we got absolutely humiliated in the knockouts, guys. 5-1 against Man City. I know they won it last year, but come on, we've got to be doing better than that. It just goes to show that what I said was true. These guys may be killing it in French football right now, but in the Champions League we need to step our game up if we are to do better. But considering the fact we finished second in the league, we almost won the Super Cup and we made it through to the round of 16, I'm hoping our budget's a little bit more to work with next season, because I really don't want to be selling some of our highest valued players, man, just to make a quick buck. I'd really love our bud to back us in season 3 instead. Unfortunately, they simply haven't backed us. We've only got 57 million to spend in season 3. I don't know why it's saying 576 million. Bloody hell, I wish we had that much. But that 50 odd mil isn't going to cover what we need, because we do need to replace Modric this season, and I think we do need to replace Santos this season too. I mean, for some reason at 22 years old his development's just stopped in its tracks. It'll take him 76 weeks to become a better fullback, but his market value is 27.5 million, guys, so I reckon we sell him and use that money to bring in a better fullback who's 32 years old or above. And to be honest, considering Modric is worth 22.5 million, I reckon we sell him on as well, because he's probably worth better to us in cash than on the bench. However, one player I'm not selling is Leny Yoro, especially to a team like bloody PSG. They can get stood on. But there goes Santos, guys. We've sold one player, now we just need to sell Luka Modric somehow. But to my utter surprise, we've actually been able to do it, and we've got a pretty decent fee for him too. I mean, we sold Santos for 38.5 million and Luka Modric for just over 27 million, and at his age, that's an amazing deal for us. And alongside tournament money, we've now got 121 million to spend, ladies and gents. That's more than enough for what we want to do. And I didn't mess around. I got straight to work in replacing our left back Santos by spending 50 mil on the dot on Giovanni Di Lorenzo. As you can see, he's levels above Santos in pretty much every department. All we got to do is convert him to a left back. Now this leaves us 66 mil, which may just be enough to bring in the next player I want to sign. And that is Hakan Çalhanoğlu, who's 32 years old, 86 overall. He is going to be a welcome addition to our team if we can afford him. And thankfully, we were just able to afford him, as we've just spent 60 mil on Çalhanoğlu to conclude season 3's transfer window. And considering how strong our group is, I'm really happy we were able to afford him, as we are with Bayer Leverkusen, Ajax and Shakhtar Donetsk in Group D in the Champions League. But what's better, guys, we've actually had a stronger start to season 3 than PSG have. We've won every single game of the season so far. I'll be real with you lot, I feel like we're definitely strong enough to cause some damage in the UCL. The only player that we've got to worry about is Leny Yoro, but we all know how much potential he's got anyway. But I believe the signings of Hakan Çalhanoğlu and also Giovanni Di Lorenzo have massively bolstered the strength of our team. The question is it going to be bolstered enough to win the Champions League? Well, guys, I don't quite know about the Champions League, but we are once again the best team in France, this time by 7 points. We are levels above PSG now. That's crazy, man. We've won the French League twice out of 3 attempts. We are legitimately taking French football by storm. We've even beaten them in the Coupe Nationale as well, so that's the double straight away. And it's a great start in the UCL as we've topped Group D with flying colours. But we've once again crashed out in the round of 16, this time to bloody Real Sociedad. You've got got to be taking the mick at this point. I mean, for goodness sake, this team has just got the better of PSG, and we can't beat Real Sociedad. There's something that just isn't adding up there. Especially with these stats, man. Jonathan David, Harrelson, and Zegrova, even Angel Gomez are bagging goals left, right, and centre for us. I don't know where we're going wrong, guys. We're killing it in the French League, but in the Champions League, we're just average. I suppose it's only a matter of time before we get to that level in the Champions League, but for now, I feel like we've got to celebrate the wins. We've won the French League and the French League Cup, man. That's a massive dub. But I'm not being funny, guys. If AC Milan can get to the Champions League final, we definitely can. Season 4 has to be the turning point for us. And by now, you've probably noticed that the background looks a little bit different, so let me quickly explain. We've just had a new next door neighbour, and currently he's having a lot of work done in one of the rooms which is directly opposite where I usually record. And as you can imagine with the noise, I can't really get much work done, so we're back in here for the foreseeable future. Hopefully within the next month or so we'll be back in there, but for now we're going to be in here. But back to business, guys. We are now in Season 4 with Lille, and as you can see from the team, there's a lot of players on international duty, but it doesn't matter because I already know which positions I want to improve upon. One of those positions being where Giovanni Di Lorenzo plays. I mean, he's 83 rated. I thought he'd have lasted a little bit longer than that, and for that reason, I will be looking for a left back who's 32 years old or above. And I'm going to be looking to replace Van Dijk as well. I mean, this guy is almost 35 years old. He might be 86 rated now, but come the end of the season, I'm not too sure he's even going to be 84 rated. Luckily, though, we've got our best budget yet, 108 million on the dot. And surely to God, that money's got to be enough to find a replacement for Virgil van Dijk and also Giovanni Di Lorenzo. And as it turns out, it is we've just spent 40.7 million euros on Andrew Robertson. He is literally levels above Giovanni Di Lorenzo. As you can clearly see, he's going to be a very good addition to our back line. And following Andrew Robertson for 47.6 million is John Stones from Manchester City. This guy has legitimately won everything you can win, so hopefully he can bring that experience to Lille and help us do a little bit better in the Champions League. I mean, he better do, because signing John Stones has literally almost bankrupted us. That's our transfer window done for Season 4. But truth be told, guys, I'm very confident going into this year, man. This team right now is absolutely world class, and it's got to be one of the strongest teams in the Champions League this season. Saying that, though, we've got a pretty tough group stage. Juve, Sevilla, and Victoria Plzen in Group F. But we've had a relatively decent start to the French League. 3 games played, 2 wins, 1 draw, and the beauty of it is we are above PSG once again. Is this team, though, capable of winning the UCL? Honestly, I really don't know. At this point, I'll just take us getting further than the round of 16, because honestly, the fact that we haven't yet is abysmal. But you know what isn't abysmal, guys? Back-to-back French League titles. We've dominated French football once again. We're officially the top dogs of France. We've even beaten PSG to win the French Super Cup. We're literally levels above them now. But then again, PSG did win the French League Cup, so there is that. But we're once again looking good in the UCL, guys. Top of Group F, joint with Juve. We go to the round of 16. The question is, are we actually going to get further than it this time? Thank God for that. We've only just done it, but we've beaten Leipzig 4-3 in aggregate, and we are for the first time through to the quarters. And we're also through to the semis after battering Atletico 3-1 on aggregate. We could be playing against Madrid, Barca, or Napoli. I don't like the sound of any of those teams, but if I had to choose, I'd go against Napoli. And oh my God, are we lucky. We've drawn against Napoli, battered them 6-2, and we are playing against Madrid in the UCL final. But don't think for a second that this is going to be an easy game, because that starting 11 is absolutely disgusting, ladies and gents. We're going to have a really tough ride in the UCL final. But guys, just take a look at these stats, man. Jonathan David in particular, 59 goal contributions in 50 games. That is truly outrageous. Then you got Zegrova with 23 and 14, KDB with 13 and 14 himself, 10 and 4 for Gomez. Harrelson hasn't had the best year himself, but you know what? We'll let that slide. Because this starting 11, guys, is officially in the Champions League final. But unfortunately, Robertson's bloody injured. And on top of that, we've got to replace him with an 80 rated Di Lorenzo. Oh my God, I really hope this doesn't come back to bite us in the backside. But on a brighter note, guys, we have indeed won it all with Lille. We've won the French League title, the French Super Cup, and indeed the French League Cup as well. But we've now got the chance to win the one trophy that's eluded us this entire time, and that indeed is the Champions League. Ikite on the ball now. We're going to try and find a bit of room in behind. Oh, that's beautiful. Oh, Jonathan David with the first shot of the game, and it's wide. Half decent start to the game for us, but against Madrid, we've got to take those chances when they come. Got a decent chance for a counter-attack here. Haraldson has received the ball. He's up against Hakimi. We're going to give it to Jonathan David inside. Angel Gomez is right there. Can we make it 1-0? I think that's going to count. He's not offside. Angel Gomez puts us 1-0 up in the UCL final. That was a gorgeous bit of football. Haraldson receives it from Jonathan David. Jonathan David sees Gomez and first touch almost. A good first touch from Angel Gomez. Lazy touch for his left foot and he just slots it past Courtois. Don't ask what happened to my voice there. I just forgot how to speak for a second. Here we come with Angel Gomez. We're going to spot Jonathan David. He's open with so much space. Courtois, no chance. What a rocket into the top left bins. Lille 2, Real Madrid 0. This is looking like it's game over for Madrid already. Jonathan David is just out of this world, man. It would not surprise me if he got a big move at some point. I know he's at Lille and they're a big team in France, but let's be real, guys. He is due a big move very soon. Gyökeres is against John Stones. Is he going to do anything? He's fed that ball in. Great save, Restes. Oh, now Jonathan David. Angel Gomez has received it. Can we make this 3-0? Oh, my Lord. We are absolutely dismantling Real Madrid. It's hard to believe that this is freaking ultimate. We're battering them. I mean, Angel Gomez in Jonathan David's link-up play here is phenomenal. And Angel Gomez, that shot is a freaking cannon, lad. Madrid need to wake up and smell the goddamn coffee because right now, I feel like I can score whenever I want against them. Here we are, though, now. Early in the second half, KDB dispossesses Madrid in the middle of the park. Jonathan David is away. He's going to set Haraldson free on the left-hand side of the pitch. Look at him go. Haraldson, the Icelandic left winger. Great save. Here comes Vinny Jr. If anybody can make a difference for Madrid, it is going to be this guy's whipped a ball in. That's a great cross. Nobody's there, though. Madrid are turning the gas up, though. Look at that from Lenny Yoro. If I'm not mistaken, he's off to Madrid himself in real life. Angel Gomez is through, though. What a ball through to Jonathan David. He's going to try and dink him. Oh, so close. Here come Madrid, though. 15 minutes to go. Gyökeres is on the ball in our box. He's a dangerous man when he wants to be. He's still got the ball. Valverde, nobody's there. Great freaking... Oh, come off it, man. Handball penalty to Real Madrid. Brilliant. Was this even a handball, though? Have we got a good camera angle? Johnny Stones... Oh, that's his freaking neck, ref. Come off it. We're counting on Restes, though, to make a save against Bellingham. And Bellingham slots it away just like he did in the Euros against Switzerland. If I'm not mistaken, the exact same spot as well. With 15 minutes to go, Madrid get one back. Are we able to hold on to this lead or even make it bigger? Haraldson coming forward now. Look at the room we've got against Real Madrid. Jonathan David is coming forward. He's going to take a shot. That is the fourth goal. Ladies and gentlemen, we have officially made Lille the best team in the world. That man right there, Jonathan David, is absolutely amazing, man. Look at this. Under pressure from, I don't know who that is, but Thibaut Courtois, one of the best keepers in the world, bear in mind. He doesn't stand a chance against that. And he may even get his hat-trick here. Jonathan David, let's have one from distance. Oh, great save, Courtois. But that is all she wrote. 4-1 to Lille. It ends in the Champions League final. We've officially now made Lille the world's best club. It took us long enough, though, to be fair. 4 seasons in total, 3 attempts in the UCL, but eventually we got there in the end using old players only. But we're going to wrap things up there, guys. If you have enjoyed this video, be sure to leave it a big old thumbs up and smash that subscribe button if you're new. And whilst you're here, guys, you may as well click right here because this video is an absolute banger as well.